Start. All right, everyone. Welcome to the weekly weather briefing for Thursday, April 16th. This is the National Weather Service here in Atlanta, and I am Dylan Lusk. I'll be who's talking with you today. All right. So today we'll talk about a couple of things. First, I just want to give you guys a quick little recap of our Easter kind of severe weather event that we had there. I also want to take a second and say thank you to everyone. That includes everyone from our emergency managers and folks along that line of work who have helped us get a tremendous number of reports, as you'll see in a second, as well as have been a tremendous aid to us in terms of surveys and things like that, but also to folks in media, broadcast media, pretty much anyone out there who kind of helped us get the word out about this, because we had a pretty major severe weather outbreak, and frankly, it seemed like a lot of people were prepared and knew what was coming. So thank you so much to all of you out there for all of that. After that, we'll talk about our fire danger statement that we have out today. We have a little bit of a chance of some fire weather, even though we've had rains recently. There is some drying that has been happening, and we'll talk about that in a sec. We've got a small chance of rain Friday night and Saturday as a cold front comes through, and then it's going to seem like deja vu to you, but we've got chances for severe weather once again on Sunday night, and with that we have the possibility of damaging winds, tornadoes, and heavy rain. And we'll talk a little bit more about it. It doesn't look quite as potent as it did on Easter, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be taken seriously, as it is potentially a significant threat. After that, next week we have yet another possible round of severe weather. We actually have a surprising amount of model consistency for this far ahead in time, almost a week ahead in time. That being said, a lot can change between now and then, so it's still a little too far ahead, but we'll touch on it really quick. All right, so our Easter day outbreak, or Easter night outbreak, I should say, we had a very, very significant event, as you can see. Over here on the right, I've got all of the polygons, so our severe thunderstorm warnings and our tornado warnings that we issued during this event. And in total, that was 32 severe thunderstorm warnings and 23 tornado warnings overall. And it basically creates almost a nearly perfect outline of our area. Almost everywhere that we're responsible for, sans a few locations here and there, was under some kind of warning of some type at one point or another. With that, we've, thanks to the very, very hard work of our emergency management officials, state law enforcement, and also the public, as well as the media and other folks, we've gotten over 400 reports of damage across the area, which is obviously unfortunate. This was a very significant event for a lot of people, but at the same time, we are also thankful to you guys for helping us get that together so that we can document it for posterity, and both for its verification of our warnings that, you know, we're seeing what we saw, so to speak. And it's also very helpful in terms of the scientific community and anyone who may be looking back on this in the future. So we really, really appreciate you guys doing this for us. The other big thing is we have 12 confirmed tornadoes so far. And I put there also and counting, because we do have more that we are working on getting out to you guys that we're still in the process of surveying right now. So we will have more coming potentially today and into tomorrow as well. And so, so far we have had 4 EF0s, 5 EF1s, 2 EF2s, and the Upson County tornado was our EF3 that we had. We're working on putting together a web page for this, and we will put that together for you as soon as possible. And once we have it, we will blast it out on social media and make sure you all have access to that page. All right, so for today, for now, we've got some lovely weather outside. We've got high temperatures in the 70s to 60s across the state. Tonight, our temperatures will get down into the 40s, so it's just a flat out pleasant day out there. with one exception, and that's for our fire danger statement that I talked about earlier. We do have relative humidities across the state. They're already starting to plummet, and we'll end up below 25% for more than 4 hours, which is kind of a threshold for us to tell us that fire conditions are going to be going up. Combine that with some gusty winds, especially down toward the southwest, and the fact that it is starting to dry out a little bit over the past couple of days, especially for your smaller fuels like the leaves and the sticks and twigs that end up on the forest floor, things like that. And so we do actually have some decent fire conditions out there. So we have a fire danger statement out pretty much everywhere except for the far northwest and far, far, far north Georgia. So if you're planning on doing any burning or anything like that, maybe rethink that today. As we move forward, we do have a cold front coming into the area Friday night and a Saturday. That'll bring a chance of precipitation with it. Right now, it looks to be pretty light, nothing too substantial with this, and to be pretty spotty. So Friday night, we've got our highest chances of precipitation, kind of up in the far north and far southern portions of the state. And as we move forward into Saturday, that cold front kind of pushes through. Our chances for precip go down across North Georgia and start to increase into South Georgia because of that. All right, so Sunday. This right now is looking to be our next kind of severe weather event. I said earlier you may feel a sense of deja vu, and this is amazingly almost the exact same slide that we presented last Thursday, just a slightly updated graphic, and that's because in many ways the setup is similar. We'll have a low pressure system that's going to kind of move across the area on Sunday, and with that we'll start to draw warmer air and moisture up off the Gulf of Mexico into the evening and overnight hours. And so we'll have thunderstorms that are ongoing out to our west that will eventually push into our area. The SPC, as you can see, is kind of outlined down here in especially the Columbus, Americus, this area. They've got a 30%, but we've got at least 15% chances across our area, which 4 days out is not insubstantial. We're really looking at this right now as primarily a wind threat with a chance for some tornadoes. It's looking a lot like we could see basically a large line of thunderstorms push through the area. And similar to Sunday, along that line, we could have brief spin-up tornadoes, some of which could potentially be strong if they do spin up. So obviously, we're still 4 days out. This is all subject to change. I do want to emphasize this is not looking to be nearly as potent once again as this previous storm system on this past Sunday, but that being said, it still needs to be taken seriously. It still is a pretty decent signal for severe weather, especially 4 days out, and these forecasts are of course subject to change as we get more and better model data that comes in. So please stay tuned to this. Please be aware that we may be dealing with some more severe weather on Sunday and Sunday night. With this, here's your rainfall expected with that storm system as it moves through Sunday through Monday. Thankfully, right now, it looks like our rain totals up in North Georgia for this system are not going to be nearly as bad as they were for our previous system, as we had some very significant flash flooding up, especially in the northwestern part of the state as a result of the thunderstorms that moved over them. And this one seems to be concentrated more towards central Georgia. Generally speaking, about 1 inch to 2 inches across the area. We could have some locally higher amounts, obviously contingent on who gets, multiple thunderstorms or anything like that. All right, last but not least, I just want to put in your head that we have the possibility for another round of storms next Wednesday into Thursday. The only reason I'm showing you this, generally I wouldn't care to show something like this far ahead, like 7 days out, but we do actually have a lot of model consistency. Several of our models are showing something like this kind of moving through the area during this time period. So Obviously, this far ahead, it could completely do a 180, and we could see something completely different as we move into next week. But I do just want to put it in the back of your head that we could have a round of severe weather on Sunday, and then we could be turning around 3 or 4 days later and having to deal with something else moving through. So we'll deal with that as it comes, obviously, and we'll keep you guys updated. Just make sure you stay tuned. All right, so here's kind of our summary. Like I said, we talked about the April 12th, 13th stuff. Thank you again to everyone. We've got our fire danger statement out today. We've got a small chance of rain Friday night and Saturday. Our chances for severe weather on Sunday, and then a potential another round next week on Wednesday into Thursday. So with that, I will start to kind of open things up. Thank you so much. If you guys need to ask us any questions, feel free to do so through the chat, and I will do my best to answer them.